especially with all these information that we have discussed today, that it's particularly more essential than ever that information is important for how these companies relocate, expand their supply chains. So how does, what role can an information provider like DIGITIMES serve to the overall supply chain in these days as these emerging markets grow, like Asian markets grows?
Yeah, as I mentioned, most of the high-tech people, they live in Silicon Valley or they live in Seattle. They look forward about the future, next decade opportunities. That's why I say they watch the opportunities from AI. They watch like a low Earth orbit. They watch quantum, big data, a lot of things. So after year 2018, today we have 8 companies. Their market value bigger than $1 trillion, right? The first one was Amazon Web Service. Then we have Microsoft, Apple, Google, many companies. They became $1 trillion value company. The only one from Taiwan is TSMC. Once we reach to $1 trillion. Okay. So as you can imagine that, there is a very high value business. So if you want to get that kind of information, you cannot get the information from not professional way. As you can understand that. Today, every day, how many news articles discuss about AI opportunities? So if you retrieve the data from general purpose environment,
yes,
so there is one thing. But your timing. So I always emphasize one thing like that. Now, timing is most critical even than your cost.
mm-hmm.
So how to create better efficiency? Because your talent only limited.
Mm-hmm.
Second, most of the people, you live in America, I live in Taiwan, we are different because living environment is different. Society, industry environment is different.
Mm-hmm.
So as I mentioned, in Taiwan, we have 1,000 listed companies.
Yes.
Every day, we have a lot of information you need to exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Then we are in the supply side. America in the demand side. So I think we provide demand side to you. That is the best way. So this time focus on semiconductor,
yes,
ICT supply chain, and the top 100 Asian tech giants and emerging countries as well, like India, Vietnam, Thailand. So we focus on that kind of things. And I believe the future outlook, I prefer to listen to Google, Amazon, Microsoft as well. So we are different. So this time the position is very clear. And secondly, this time is not media. As I mentioned, I used to be the industry analyst. I work for a national project. Yes, I'm the most senior analyst in Taiwan. And in Taiwan, with a senior, people ask me, why you run this time successfully? I say, because I didn't do any media business before. Why? You know, if all of the information, all of the news goes to public environment, then you will retrieve information from Google.
yes.
My idea is different way, which is the B2C business.
Mm.
And about 20 years ago, 23 years ago, there was a gentleman called John Hager.
Mm.
He was, I'm not sure now what he's doing today, used to be the board member of McKinsey. And he was named as the most influential people, top 25 in the world about internet. So he wrote a book, very famous, called Net Gain. And he said, if you have enough visitors to your web, then you can get exponential return from your visitor and the page view. His theory is like that way. And year 2000, March, 1 month before, internet bubble, he visited Taiwan. And the McKinsey country manager invited me, had a breakfast with him. Only 3 people. So I was invited to meet him. And I said, Mr. Hager, I read your book. I really appreciate your observation and management philosophy. You are so good. I like your book. But Taiwan is Taiwan. Taiwan is not America. And I try to develop new business model. And I say, I put all of the information news into database. And I charge people to pay me money. And honestly speaking, I made about $1 million US. Not very big, very big, 1 million. And Mr. Hager asked me, it's impossible. Now is not a timing to make profit from internet. You need huge visitors, impressions, then you can get a return. But I say, no. American economy depends on demand side. Taiwan is a small country, only 23 million population. We rely on supply side. And more professional information, which means smaller, little page view, because professional. Thirdly, professional information means you need higher cost and a limited source. If I cannot get a return from paid members, it's almost impossible for me to run this business. So my philosophy is America is America, Taiwan is Taiwan. I respect your model, but Taiwan cannot run the same model like you. That's my idea. Yes. But in Taiwan, I don't have any mentor can ask. So I ask you, am I right? Am I need to change? And they say, no, Colley, you are right. You don't need to change. Do it. Continue to do it. So I run business now 27 years already. Yes, we are profitable in paid members. That's why I do it, and I try to identify. So we publish about 100 articles news every day. We also publish 300 reports yearly, and we translate into English for global market demand. That is the business way we run today. So I'm lucky, almost every month we have more than 1 million professional visitors pay visit to our English website. So that I'm not doing business now. I'm trying to let you know we are different, and we have different perspective about the supply chain that I can share with, especially industry people from America, Europe, Japan, and Korea as well.
Yes.
So we have many visitors. They all high-tech companies. So I believe to run the business by mechanism, by system, rather than I show off and talk to you what you should do. I just try to explain to you the mechanism, how we can run successfully. And you are American or you are European people. I'm Taiwanese. I just try to let you know from Asian perspective how we can imagine the future and we can share it with each other.
We're an information hub where we advise them, help them make good decisions.
As an analyst, I always to think about the framework first. If I explain to you, just example, Gartner Group say, year 2024, global semiconductor market will reach to something like $620 billion. And from my point of view, I respect the number, but I would like to identify how many percent goes to PC, how many percent goes to mobile phone, how many percent goes to industrial PC. Because all of the industry, Taiwan is the critical players. Like industrial PC, we have Advantech, we have many companies successfully.
Yes.
And we have Foxconn, we have Wistron, Quanta, and only mass production companies, their revenue, I believe, year 2024, no less than $500 billion. They create $400 billion value of semiconductor or component needs. Then Taiwanese people has the power and the experience to explain to you the portfolio among the main industries. That's what we can do. So if you say, Gartner Group say $620 billion revenue, which is the market demand year 2024, I agree with that. But taking different approach to think about supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
Today, only 2 companies, they have brands to sell the semiconductor in the market. One is fabless company, another one is IDM, right? Like Intel, TI. But in case of the supply chain, we need to think about foundry, cost, equipment, materials, and EDA tool, IP from ARM. So if you combine together, I believe from supply side perspective, year 2024, the scale bigger than $1 trillion. So we need to think a different way to think about supply and demand side. We are different.
Yeah, that's where DIGITIMES can really.
Yeah, we will try to provide you more professional way for you to understand how we can work together.
Okay. Thank you so much, Colley, for your valuable insight. Hope our audience has learned from today's interview. Thank you so much.